Hello YouTube, and welcome to the EU West Placement game number 4. As you can already guess, this is going to be a voiceover, because after watching this VOD myself, as I've done so far on every single game, to go through them game by game, I noticed this one had some very weird voice settings, and my duo's voice was annoyingly loud on the VOD, and my voice was really quiet, so it was very annoying for even for me to watch it, and I was constantly triggered by the differences with the volume settings, and I figured I'll just voice over this game, as it is pretty common matchup for Kassadin, which is coming up. This is going to be Kassadin against Irelia midlane, and I know this is very common counter pick for Kassadin, and I thought I'd give my insight to the matchup, how to beat it, and give some pointers which I think help me beat the matchup, and what I think when I'm playing this matchup. Also, what gave me even more of a reason to voice over this one. And the last last but not least, to add to this topic, the next game will also be voiceovered, as the VOD got muted because I used copyright music, and unfortunately, after first I think 3 minutes, the rest of the game is completely muted. So this is gonna be 2 voiceovers back to back. But here, I picked for my jungler because I didn't want to blind pick Kassadin, as we needed AP, and just my luck, they get the very last pick, and me avoiding showing my pick mid lane didn't matter at all. They get the last pick mid lane anyway, and I get counter picked. But they go full AD just to counter pick mid lane, and I'm like, are you serious? You're going full AD just to counter pick mid lane? This is already pretty goddamn high elo game. I think this was everyone was like, I think it was like high diamond, or like everyone was like very high win rates in Platinum Smurf queue or something. But this was already a very high elo game. Like this Irelia that picked against me is a master tier Smurf. I did some digging and found out that she is indeed a master tier Smurf. So going in, this is going to be. I was expecting a very spicy and hard game, but so I went with the tank build, obviously into full AD with the TP, as this is a somewhat of a hard matchup for Kassadin, but it is very outplayable with Kassadin if you just build correctly and play around her Q stacks and ultimate cooldown. But yeah, picking full AD just to counter pick is never a good idea, never ever. We have Jax who can stack armor, we have Warwick who can stack armor, we have Kassadin who can go tank build. It's just a horrible idea. Unless you manage to win the game before like 20 minutes. But if it goes further than that, it's going to be very hard to win as full AD. And especially if my team would get a lead here, it would be even harder for them to beat, as we can stack that armor so much earlier and make them suffer as full AD. Here I don't know what I'm doing with my camera right now. Monkeying out. I think I'm gonna start Cloud 4 here, as I usually do if I'm going this build. I even have the build pad here, tank it in. Frozen Heart, Riftmaker, Lucidity Boots, Sonia's Archangel Staff, and the last item is usually situational, whatever I feel like I need in the game I'm currently in. But the runes for this build, I go Kong into Triumph, Tenacity, and Coup de Grace. You could also go Last Stand. It's all very situational and all personal preferences, what you want to do, but the main thing here is Conqueror. Like that's the only thing that like really matters out of the runes. And then second tree is also situational. What do you feel like going against champions like Zed, Irelia, ADCs in mid lane? You want that bone plating. It's very nice. And then the second from the resolve is also very situational. Whatever you prefer. I think I went unflinching in this one. I didn't really pay attention because I was talking about other things in the loading, but you could go back and check my runes or pause it on the runes. You could see what I went here. But for sure, I know I went bone plating and Conqueror at least this game. But yeah, here I make a mistake already. You should never walk up to level 1. You will never win this trade ever. I don't know why I walked up. I was maybe distracted by something or just didn't respect him at all and just walked up and tried to greed for the minions. But you should never walk up to Irelia level 1-2 ever. Like you will never win this fight. Like there's no situation in the world that you win against level 1 Irelia or level 2 for that matter. So what you need to do here is just stay back, let her push and just farm on the tower and get levels. Because of that one auto, my auto went on cooldown and I missed all 3 creeps there. You need to pay attention to the creeps when farming on the tower, like if you're gonna get them or not. And sometimes you just have to understand that you can't get them all. I need to give up some CS to get the rest, and because of that misplay right there, cost me 3 CS instead of 1. And now I'm starting to realize that this wave is slow pushing into her, and this is very bad. I can't shove this fast enough for it to hit this tower, and this makes me think he's trying to set up a gank because he's letting me slow push, and he's as you can see, he's trimming the wave so it doesn't push too hard, so he can get it outside of his tower and it doesn't crash his tower. As you can see here, it's gonna freeze right here. And I'm starting. I have chat disabled, so I start spamming for help from a jungler to come because I need him to break this freeze. And he thank God he comes and we go on him, and I just go shoved away, but I really engages back, and we kill her. She almost killed the Warwick, but the Warwick played that perfectly, and we get a free kill, and she loses the entire wave, the gigantic wave. It finally hits the tower. I was just going for the shove. I didn't think she would engage 2v1, but she did because she thought she would outplay that, but the Warwick smurfed on her, and they pick up a free kill. We still have a TP. We're somewhat even in CS now since she died and lost a huge wave. This is pretty good situation for me right now. And she lost her ignite as well, so we're chilling right now. And the wave is pushing into me now, which is perfect. This is literally a perfect situation for me. Top lane is winning, killing the lane already. Here I'm telling my duo is the Jax right here. I'm telling him in voice that the Irelia might come straight from base to him, that he needs to get out or suicide to the tower or something, which I don't want her to get a free kill. But she, like right now, the Irelia lost already. I think 3 full waves of CS. Because she took forever in base. I don't know what she was doing. I literally thought she rage quit because of that. But right now I can see her here on minimap that she's coming back to lane when she lost already. I think she lost 3 to 4 waves of CS. And this is another wave she's losing right here. Because she took so long in base. She was either she insta rage quit after that fail on 2v1. And she came back to the game. I don't know what she was doing, but she took way too long in base. She lost so much from that, like being AFK or whatever. I don't know what she did. I could go maybe check the replay, but she's very far ahead. I'm about to hit level 6 and she's still level 4. And now she's trying to fight me in my mini wave, and she misses her stun on me, and she just dies for free. And here, she flashes on top of the Warwick. Just I don't know what she's doing. Like she's dead 100%. She's not going anywhere, and she just flashed for no reason. And I guess she didn't want me to get the kill or something. But the Warwick gets her, and she loses yet again a huge wave of CS. Like she has, she's still level 4. I'm almost halfway to level 7. It's just over for her at this point. But yeah, like from time to time, I could tell that she's really good. She's a really good player. Like it was very hard to dodge her stuns. Like she was very accurate with them. I remember that. And I watched this game already once today. Here I go. I have my TP. Don't lose much of the CS. I already have my Vorten's mail, so that means at this point, say she didn't die once, right? Even then, at this point in lane, when you're level 6 and you have your Vorten's mail, you can win the 1v1, even with her having ignite on me. Like you can still win this 1v1, but you need to take into account her having no stacks on her Q, and you need to dodge her stun. If she has full stacks on Q and she hits her stun, you need to disengage, because then you will not win the 1v1. But those two things in mind, it is very outplayable. You just play aggressive enough to not let her get those stacks, and sidestep or R out of the stun, and you win. And auto attacks are key in this matchup as well. You can't be just using your abilities to fight her. You need to spam those autos. Like right here, she hits the stun, but because I have such a huge lead, she even ignites me. But because I have such a huge lead on her, I even then I still beat her, because I have such a huge lead on her that it doesn't matter. Like I'm 2 levels ahead of her. She's still level 5. I'm about to hit level 8. And it's just over for her. It would have been a lot closer if she was level 6 with R and she didn't die 3 times already. This would have been a lot different fight. It would have been a lot closer, but I still could have beat that. But in this case, she did hit her stun. So if she didn't die once, I would have more than likely disengaged that, because of her and her having stacks. And if she had R. But since she's behind, I can just face tank her entire combo and just beat her ass back to base. But yeah, this is a very snowbally matchup. This goes both ways. If you give Irelia a kill or 2 early, it is very hard to come back from. And same goes both ways. If Irelia dies to the Kassadin, it is very hard for her to come back. As you can see, she's done for. And she's never gonna beat me again in lane. But to be fair, I did have fair bit of jungle pressure, but that is her own misplay. I did not tell her to engage 2v1, and tilt off that. Stay in base for enough time to lose 4 or 5 waves of CS, level fucking 3. So that is her own misplay. Here I see my top lane is fighting, so I roam and we pick up 2 kills for free. Yeah, I played this matchup time and time again. I played against Master Tier 300 LP, Irelia 1 tricks, and I beat them as well. Like this is no, like this is not just a one-time thing. And I beat this matchup with this build. I beat this matchup with full AP. I beat this matchup. right there, like right there, you can see her having full stacks on R. And me having my lead, I cannot fight her, and I have to disengage. Like that's just the matchup itself. You just cannot face tag her forever, and the stacks on her Q give her so much, and her hitting that stun, it's you cannot beat her then. Yeah, as long as you play around those Q stacks and her stun, you can beat this matchup quite easily. That's what I was going to continue about the topic. I've lost this matchup as well many times. I've played over aggro and it bit me in the ass against good Irelias, and after they get that lead, they snowball very hard, and it's very hard to come back from. So this is I'd say this is a skill-based matchup, like whoever is the better player, or whoever plays around their jungler better, and whoever escapes the enemy jungler better, and plays against the enemy jungler better, and whoever gets more jungle pressure. I guess I got a lot more jungle pressure from my jungler than their jungler, so that kind of determined this one. And her rage quitting or something, staying in base for 5 waves of CS, lost her the matchup more than anything. Like her dying once, I didn't even get the kill, so her dying once there didn't really do anything apart from her mental booming and staying in base and losing 5 waves of CS. Here we kind of misplay with my duo. He tanks the tower twice when we dive her. I was trying to take the aggro on the second engage, but he somehow took the aggro first when we both jumped on Camille at the same time. That's unfortunate misplay, but it happens. What I didn't mention yet at all this game, my bot lane has been hard stomping their bot lane as well. Top lane has been stomping, I've been stomping mid lane. It's just absolute destruction of their team, and on top of everything, they're full AD. Everyone's just stacking armor. It's just over for them. Like the Irelia is dying again because my bot lane rotated mid lane now because they got the bot lane tower, and she's building Wit's End, and Lucian just melts her. Fat Lucian just melts her. Lucian's 7-1 right now. And I did the same again as in the first placement game. I didn't finish the Frozen Heart as I was building up a huge lead on the Irelia. So I just finished Riftmaker first, and went for the damage path first before finishing the Frozen Heart. Here I TP'd in, picked up a Kha'Zix, chasing down the Leona, getting 2-3 kills out of the TP. This is also why I value TP very highly on Kassadin, because of plays like this you can just pick up kills around the map, and you can just from split pushing side lanes you can TP in and clean up kills, and yeah. And with the tank build you don't really need the ignite because you do so much damage with just the build itself. And you going for the tank build. If you go ignite with the tank build, you can potentially snowball, get a good cheeky kill early, but usually with the tank build you go against matchup you need to play safe against early anyway. So having the ignite doesn't really matter, because by the time you would have the power to fight her with the ignite, you'd have the power to fight them without the ignite as well. So the TP just gives you so much more value. You can play your lane so safe, and if you get to kill range for the enemy laner to kill you, you can just base and TP back to lane, and later on your laner can match your split push because they don't have TP and you do, so you can just side lane and TP in for the objective fights. And if they match your side lane pressure, then they're going to be stuck in the side lane while you TP in for the team fight. So you can turn 4v4s into a 4v5 your favorite for your team. So TP into ignite advantage lanes is not always as bad as you might think. You just need to see the bigger picture. You don't need like just don't think about the lane and like killing your lane 1v1. Just be patient and wait for jungle to make plays with you, or just farm and scale and go for the late game. Oh, that's what I forgot to mention as well. I should have bought a Dark Seal a lot earlier this game. Dark Seal into Magi is a huge thing with this build. If you get a lead, because it gives you so much more snowball potential if you manage to get stacks on it, as your build lacks damage early. But if you manage to stack it up, say I had Dark Seal from the get-go, I would have 10 stacks on it already, and I would upgrade it to Magi's, and I would have a lot more damage than I have right now. So it was a misplay by me not buying it early when I was noticing me building up a huge lead on the Irelia. I should just bought it instantly. Yeah, these games are starting to be pretty high elo. I remember that when we were like about halfway done with the placements, around this time, it started to be pretty high elo games. Like there were like random D1 and D2 players in these placement games. But here I got really greedy. I was trying to fight being isolated with the Kazakhs. Obviously I won't beat him. He was kind of fed. And Kazakhs having you isolated, he does a lot of damage, and he had slips as well. So not a fun champion to fight alone. Definitely could not beat him. I got really cocky having a huge lead, and I thought my lead is big enough to fight a fed Kazakhs, but definitely wasn't. Got my ass beat and just had to run away. Fortunately, my Lucian is fed as well, so he just took him out for me. Here I pick up the sideline towers. These towers, you need to value these as Kassadin a lot. If you're playing TP, you need to go for these towers if no one else is taking them yet. It's 600 gold if you get them solo. That's huge amount of money into your pocket. And while you're getting them, you can get the sideline farm alone. You can get jungle camps nearby, which I'm doing right here. Just pick up jungle camps, pick up the tower, pick up the CS, build up your gold lead more and more. And then look to go for the objectives as well with your team. If your TP is down, I'm doing here, I'm walking down for the dragon, trying to fight for it. But unfortunately, my ADC and jungler are far away, so and I can't. As we established already, I can't fight these Kazakhs. And I didn't know where the rest of his team is, so I need to get out of here. I didn't want to hard engage on him because I didn't know where his team is. And for some reason my team decides to engage on this while I have no HP. Another top laner is hitting their next inhib tower. So that was a very bad fight for my team to pick, and I made the call to leave my team to die because I didn't want to die. I'm almost 1k gold shut down, and I had barely any HP. So. And I had no flash, so I didn't want to engage into that and potentially go 1-for-1 for kills that don't matter for me as much as them killing me for 900 gold. There my Drew is spamming question marks me missing the cannon that he left for me, and he was laughing that I missed it even though he tried to give it to me. It's turning into a goddamn thing in this series, me missing the cannon minions. The amount of cannons I've missed already, and we're not even halfway through. It's starting to be ridiculous. Here, picking up jungle camps is a lot of gold, as I mentioned already, that people don't pick up on. As the junglers, like the game goes further and further, the junglers don't prioritize the jungle camps as much anymore. So if you're walking by jungle camps, just pick up 1 or 2 every now and then, and boost your gold income by a lot. Like, it's so much gold that you're missing if you're not taking jungle camps as well. Here I kind of tunnel. I wasn't watching that well, and I passed bot lane when my duo is already splitting bot, which I shouldn't. I should pay attention, wasting time, going to the lane where someone is already splitting. Since we're running double TP, we can take over 2 side lanes here. I had vision of nobody, and I TP in to help this Warwick, but since no one's on the minimap visible, this was a very risky TP, and it turns out there are 5 people top lane, and we both die. And I finally go down, giving almost 1k gold to the Kazakhs. No bueno. It's a very risky TP because yeah, we had vision on no one on their team. And then for some reason my bot lane decides to go 2v5 and the Nami dies as well. The Lucian is running for his life, he's running their team into the Jax now as well. And they pick up the Camille, but the Lucian goes down and now the Jax is in trouble as well. Going down also. So our entire team died just from that one play that started off with me and Warwick fighting top lane, and the entire team just crumbled into that one fight. Because everyone went one by one into 5 people. It doesn't matter how big your lead is, you're not going to win 5v1s or 2v5s this early. Oh. I'm so sorry. Keep yawning. Warwick goes one for one with the Irelia again. Definitely not worth giving the Irelia frag kills. Like dying for, I think she's like 1 and 8 right now or something, like 2 and 8 or whatever. It's definitely not worth dying when things like Baron is up. Here I find Leona, as I was expecting her to be somewhere here. But I was trying to loop behind the Kalista, but the Leona was further up than I expected. So I just turn back and go help my team with the Baron. Get the Baron. The jungler didn't smite it, and I actually killed the Baron here. The things to take out from this matchup is pay attention to her Q stacks. If she's full Q stacks or getting close to full, don't fight her because you will not win. And you need to dodge her stun. If you don't dodge it, you need to disengage more often than not. Yeah, just play around her Q stacks. When her Q stacks are down, you can look to trade with her. Dodge the stun, and then you can all in. Yeah, we're trying to push for into triple inhib. Leona stun, Leona R doesn't ignite the fight fully. After that, we full engage on them. I'm looking for opportunity to go in. Don't find it. I still stay back. Now I go in after they use their CCs. Leona is broken champion, no cooldowns, and I get exhausted as well. I need to disengage. I get Camille Ard, trying to kite back, jump on the Kalista before she snaps me, and my team cleans up. Yeah, that's literally the power of tank Kassadin. I was tanking an entire Camille R, face tanking Kalista and Camille, and I don't die. So my team came to rescue and saved me as well. Yeah, that's game number 4 done. Pretty clean game into Kassadin Irelia matchup. Very popular matchup for Kassadin in the mid lane. Very common counter pick for him, and I hope you guys learned something from this and can pick up things from this game into your own games and beat Irelia mid laners. She went 2-9, got absolutely destroyed. I had better jungler. I'll admit that I didn't win this lane solo, but I definitely played better than her, and that's all it takes. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye. P.S. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.